tuning in to TTV. I'm your host Toya, and today is Tuesday, and I am going over my cleanse and exactly showing you exactly what it is I do. So it is the morning. This is what I have to go through, and this is what I do in the morning, so that I can get set up for the day. First, I wanted to show you guys. This is Cascara Sagrada. Okay, so the first part of it, and this is the extract for it, which looks like that. Most people don't want to take the extract, so they take the capsule. And it's a small capsule. It's not that big, as you can see. It's just little. But the Cascara Sagrada you take the night before, and every night while you're cleansing. As long as you're not going past 2 weeks. If you're going, and sometimes I don't even make it 2 weeks taking the Cascara Sagrada. But the Cascara Sagrada helps your peristaltic action in your intestines, so that you can break off the stuff that's caked up on your intestinal walls and push it through. Okay, so you take the Cascara Sagrada that night, depending on how impacted you are, and that means how constipated you are. You may want more than one. You may want to do two. The reason I say that is because if you have a bowel movement once a day, then you can probably get away with just one. If you have a bowel movement only a couple of times a week, then you might want to take two. Okay, and the reason is because at that point you're so impacted, it's going to be hard for your intestines to actually do the peristaltic action, because at that point you have so much waste that has built up, and some of it starts to dry up in your intestines, and so it needs to be rehydrated before it can actually pass through. So you may need to start this a couple of days before and drink plenty and plenty and plenty of water. Not pop, not soda, not juice, not water with Crystal Light in it, or water with lemon. Well, lemon might not be so bad, but you need to drink plenty of water. So I would say before even starting the cleanse, you may want to get your bowels acclimated. I guess that's the word I have to use. I can't think of the right word. It's too early in the morning, y'all. But you have to get them prepared. That's the word I'm looking for. Prepared for you to do the cleanse, just to make it easier on you, so that you don't have so many side effects. And in the days, like, maybe 2-3 days beforehand, maybe even cut back on your dairy and your meat consumptions, just so that you can get your bowels under control and do the cleanse. And that's really with any cleanse, because if you're impacted like that, where you're only having a bowel movement a couple of times a week, then you're going to struggle with the cleanse, because you're going to have a lot of discomfort. You're going to have dizziness. You're going to get them headaches and stuff, because you have so much more to get out. So I would say prepare your bowels first and take Cascara Sagrada, or even Sienna. You can do Sienna before. It's a reason we do Cascara Sagrada with this cleanse. But beforehand, you can even try Sienna to get your bowels prepared for you to do the cleanse. So with that said, like I said, the night before you actually start the cleanse, you take Cascara Sagrada, and then you take it every night while you're on the cleanse until 2 weeks, for 2 weeks. If you do the cleanse longer than 2 weeks, which this one you can do up to 30 days. But if you do it longer than 2 weeks, then you want to stop taking the Cascara Sagrada after 2 weeks. And like I said, sometimes I don't even make it to 2 weeks. And the reason is because my bowels move pretty good. Like I'll have 2 or 3 movements in a day. And because of that, when I do this cleanse, I'm usually only going in the beginning. And it gets to the point where my bowels are cleaned out. You'll start to have mucus coming out, okay? The mucus that's formed in your bowels will start to release and come out. And at that point, it starts to get really uncomfortable with this Cascara Sagrada. So when I get to the point where I see that the only thing that is really coming out is very little bowels, and most of it is just mucus that's coming out of my intestines, which I know all of this is disgusting and gross, but you gotta hear it, okay? And I'm gonna be the one to tell you, you gotta hear it. But when it gets to that point where the mucus is coming out, that's usually when I stop taking the Cascara Sagrada. So that can be anywhere from, it just depends on how bad my diet has been and how long it's been since the last cleanse. It could be, 5 days, or it can be 8 days. It really just depends. but I usually don't make it the 2 weeks. But this is what you start the night before. And then when you wake up, sorry, I gotta get my baby her treat. Good girl. She ate all her food. Good girl, get your treat. So when you wake up the next morning, you want to get you 4 cups of steam distilled water. The reason we use steam distilled water is because it has nothing in it. Normal tap water will have, I think it's called particles per meter or something like that. Tap water can have anywhere from 200 and something all the way up to 600 and something, 800 something. And that's basically chemicals, toxins, debris, like all the stuff that gets put into the water, filtered in the water, okay? And that comes out of your tap water, and that's what you're putting in your food. So when you get into distilled water has either nothing, the most I've seen is like maybe 10 or 12 particles compared to however many hundreds. So it's a very clean water, and really you're just drinking steam. That's really all it means, is steam. So I got my 4 cups of water in here, and I'm about to put 2 teaspoons of Himalayan salt. Some people call it sea salt. It's not really a sea salt. It's actually a mountain salt. So I'm just saying Himalayan salt. And I am using a half teaspoon because I like the half teaspoon when it comes to the cayenne pepper. And I try to minimize my dishes. Okay, so I'm going to put this on. You want to watch this. Make sure your hands are clean because I'm going to tell y'all. What I do to test this before I start drinking it, because you need to drink it while it's warm and you need to get it down within 15 minutes. So you can't do that if it's too hot. So I will keep an eye on it. And sometimes I just stick my finger in there just to see. So make sure your hands are clean. If that's what you're going to do. Okay? And then this is the cup I use, my big old cup. It doesn't hold all of it, but I'll drink it down and then go to it. Now, while that's warming up, what I typically do is I go and I get my drink set up. Now, this is a water jug. This is one we had from, I think, when we went camping. So sometimes I hold on to them. I had 2 of them. One I had over in my dad's house because he just drinks tap water. I don't understand it, but he drinks tap water. So I would take a jug of water over there to his house. And so I had 2 of them. So I would just interchange them. You know, like fill it up and take it back over there. Because that's what this thing is. It's a water distiller. So I distill my own. Okay, so now let's get into it. So we have our maple syrup. I realize I have a teaspoon out already. So we have our maple syrup. Now, the thing about maple syrup and the reason you use it, maple syrup doesn't have any vitamins in it, but it does have minerals in it, like potassium, which is good for your muscles in your body, and the largest muscle in your body is your heart. So it has potassium in it. It has calcium. It has not iron, magnesium and manganese. Both of those are in here. So it is a good source for energy, to help you keep you energized throughout this whole thing, because it's a lot of sugar, but it's a plant-based sugar, so it's easier for your body to digest, but it's still a lot of sugar. So you can use 8 ounces of this. If you are diabetic, you do not want to use this. You want to get you some blackstrap molasses. Okay, blackstrap molasses. If you are diabetic, you do not want to use the maple syrup because it has such a high index for sugar, and it can mess with your sugar levels, your blood sugar levels. So with that being said, get you some blackstrap molasses because that has a lot of minerals in it as well, and it's a substitute for this. And if you do that, be careful with the Cascara Sagrada, because I tried using like half maple syrup, half blackstrap molasses, and what ended up happening is that my bowels were so overactive. And again, it could just because I cleanse all the time, but and I try to watch what I eat, but my bowels were so overactive that it became really uncomfortable. So just kind of watch that. If you see that your bowels are moving easily and flowing free, then you might want to stop the molasses, because not the molasses, the Cascara Sagrada. You might want to stop the Cascara Sagrada because it's going to you will cause some discomfort, and just stick with the molasses because the molasses has laxative effects as well. All right, y'all see how quick that was? This is already warm enough to drink. Um, so again, like I said, if you're diabetic, use the blackstrap molasses and watch your Cascara Sagrada. Now, I'm not diabetic, so I'm going to use the maple syrup. This is a 32-ounce one, so this is going to last like 4 days. There should be 4 servings in this because we're only using a cup, okay? And I probably should have started with what I had in the refrigerator after I done opened this up, but whatever. So you pour this in. I'm going to measure out 1 cup. All right. 1 cup, which is 8 ounces. Now, since I'm talking about this, oh, that ain't even a full cup. Since I am talking about this, with the maple syrup, you want to make sure you get the darkest color you can possibly get. So the darkest. This is dark robust. The reason for it is they have, they used to grade the maple syrup. You used to get grade A or grade B. And grade A will come in all these different colors, but what they found is people were finding out that grade B was more nutritious for you. And so they stopped labeling the maple syrup grade B. Out the kitchen. Yeah, they stopped labeling it grade B and changed it to dark amber. Okay, just to get people to buy it. Because they found people were straying away from the regular maple syrup and just getting the grade B. So make sure you get the right one. Get the dark amber. Okay, the darker the better, because the darker means it has more minerals. Now I have cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is a beautiful herb. Y'all know it's one of my favorites if you watch this all the time. I love cayenne pepper. Why? Because it detoxes the body. It nourishes all your organs. Okay, what is the biggest organ you have in your body, or one of the most important? It's your heart. Okay, so it helps with the heart. It helps with circulation. It helps with inflammation. It does so much for the body. So cayenne pepper is my favorite. And as you can see, I get the big old bag of it. This is a pound of cayenne pepper that I got at Mountain Rose. Okay, so you use the cayenne pepper. Now you want to use 1 to 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, depending on how much you can take and how much you weigh. Excuse me. With the cayenne pepper though, it depends on how much you weigh. Like the more overweight you are, you want to do the 2. If you have problems with the 2, start out with the 1 and build it up. Like do 1 on the first day, do 1.5 on the second day, third day, do the 2. It's important to get that in because, like I said, it also provides nourishment for your body as well. So there's things that you get in the nourishment you get out of the cayenne pepper as well. But it's mainly for the inflammation. For the inflammation and the detoxing properties that it has. Now, we're going to move to the lemons. And this is the fun part. This part I like. So, get you some organic lemons if you can. Okay, let me back up. First of all, let me give my disclaimer too. I am not a medical professional. Okay, this is just what I'm doing. I'm just showing you this for educational purposes or informational purposes only. That's it. You should consult your doctor before starting this or any other cleanse. And if you have any adverse reactions, contact your physician, your doctor. So that's my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical person. This is just me sharing some information with you. Okay? Now, with the lemons, you want to try to get organic. Anytime, this is kind of like my rule of thumb. If I'm doing a cleanse, then I want the vegetables and fruits that I use to be as clean as possible. So I'm going to get organic. If I am just eating like a salad or something like that and they don't have romaine lettuce that's organic, then yes, I will get the conventional. Because either way it goes, when you increase your fruits and vegetables and decrease your dairy and your meat and even your fish and stuff, when you decrease all of that and increase your fruits and vegetables, you are also decreasing the amount of pesticides and things that you are ingesting. And the reason for that is when you come to your fish and your livestock and all of that, they give them antibiotics and they give them all these medications and stuff. In addition to that, they also spray them with a lot of stuff as well, pesticides and stuff as well. So you have all of that contaminating the meat. So you have it contaminating it while the animal is growing. You have them ingesting it, and then you have it getting into the meat once they go to slaughter. So your intake of pesticides decreases dramatically when you start giving up all of that. Okay, even if you just decreasing that. So if you can't afford to get the organic, it costs too much in your grocery store, then by all means get the conventional, because either way it goes, you're going to end up with less pesticides than you would if you continue to eat the meat, or if you ate the meat at that meal instead. So don't stress too much over it. If you have to get conventional. And conventional is just the regular stuff, it's the non-organic stuff. Okay, so but if you can afford it, anytime you're doing a cleanse, a smoothie, a green drink, something like that, you want to make sure you're getting organic, because it's going to be the cleanest. If you can get something from somebody that you know grew it, like at a farmer's market, who doesn't use pesticides, awesome. If you grow it yourself, even better. But otherwise, like I said, don't feel bad if you can't afford the organic and have to get conventional. Just do what you can do. Okay. I got syrup on my hands. The other thing I wanted to say, going back to the bowels, because I just stepped over this. So, when you're going to the bathroom, it's easier for your bowels if your legs are up. Okay, so if you raise your feet. Now they have these fancy. Let me back up so you can actually see my face. They have these fancy little step stools that you can put around your toilet to that you can keep there, so you can just slide it out when you go to the bathroom. Problem with that is you're not always pooping every time you go to the bathroom, and it gets in the way, especially for me as a woman. So I didn't really want to, and I had a rug around my toilet, so I don't really want to deal with that. So what I do is I have this little guy. So it's just a step stool. I bought this when I had sailing lessons so that I can get on the boat. And then I kept it, and the other reason I bought it, because I knew I was going to end up with a truck for my old dog to get in and out the truck. So this folds up just like this. I think it cost me maybe $12. And you just flip it up. It's a stool. Now this will actually fit on the side of my toilet. I can actually slide it on the side of my toilet, and then when I need it, I just pull it out, stick it there. I'm good to go. Okay, so I don't even fold it. I just keep it like this. But you want to get this so that you can put your feet up here. So while that you're using the bathroom, it makes it easier for your body, because then instead of your rectum being straight down like that, instead of it being at an angle, it ends up being straight. So it's easier for it to flow. Okay. So get you one of those. Invest in that. It's good for you. Now, as far as this, I'm about to do. I have a citruser. This right here. That's what it's called. Electric citruser. At least that's what I call it. You don't have to have this. You can go to the dollar store, to Dollar Tree, something like that. Get you one. It's like $1.25. They have different ones. Okay, that's my Tupperware jar. I got one in there that I got from the dollar store. I was going to show y'all, but I'm not digging in there. But the lemons. Let me tell y'all about these beautiful things right here, okay? So lemons have a lot of properties. So they have vitamins, they have minerals in there. They're good for your heart. They're good for cholesterol. They're good for for inflammation. Like, there's so much that's good for lemons. One of the things that is particularly special in the cases of a cleanse is it helps cleanse your kidneys. Okay. Now, with that, what it does is it increases your urine. So it makes you have to go to the bathroom more. But it also helps to raise the pH levels in your, it's believed, because some people say it does, some people don't. But it's believed to raise your pH levels in your kidneys to a more alkaline system, so that it produces an environment that's not good for bacteria, not good for infection, not good for kidney stones and stuff like that. So in essence, it helps keep your kidneys clean and functioning properly. So that's one of the reasons we use it in a cleanse, because it helps with your kidneys, which releases the toxins and free radicals and stuff like that. They come out of your body in two different ways. You poop it out or you pee it out. Okay, so this is why you pee a lot when you're doing a cleanse. If you're using lemon, this is why you pee a lot. And then, like I said, it also has a lot of vitamins and stuff in it as well. So lemons are a beautiful thing. I'll have some links down below for all of this, so you can take a look at it, do your own due diligence and own research on it. But this baby is beautiful, okay? So we're going to use lemons. Now you need 8 ounces of fresh squeezed lemon, and what I find is it's about 4 or 5 lemons. Okay, you see how big these are? You know, about as compared to the palm of my hand. You see how big that is? Okay, so it usually takes, like I said, about 4 or 5 of these to get to the 8 ounces. So I have another bag here, organic lemons, and I'm just going to squeeze these. And it doesn't take that long, which is why I love this machine, because I use this too when I make my own grapefruit juice. Or I do orange juice, because when you come off of this cleanse, you have to watch what you're doing in your intake as well. So the first day when you come off of this cleanse, you're drinking nothing but orange juice, okay? Fresh squeezed orange juice the day you come off. That's all you drink for the whole day. If you can take that and digest that and do okay with that, and you don't get an upset stomach, then you can incorporate a salad and then start doing some vegetables and, you know, kind of keep it simple, okay? Just that simple. You see how clean that is? Okay, so this isn't going to take long. And this is the last ingredient. I'm going to just heat my water up some more so that I can go ahead and start drinking it. Because you have to get you have to get the flush down within 15 minutes, okay? Now, with the flush, you want to make sure you have at least an hour for that to happen. So if you normally get up at 7 o'clock, then you want to get up at 6 o'clock if you got to go to work. Because it takes about an hour for it to go through your whole system. And you don't want to be stuck on the freeway or on the way to work, and that happens because trying to hold that back is it's not good. Okay, so this has like I don't know if you can see it, but little cups. It'll tell you how many cups it is. And I'm a little short, so I'm gonna get another lemon. Oh, the thing about the lemons too, if you have harder lemons, usually you could just roll them on the counter like this. It'll soften it so you can get all the juice out of it. If you have issues with your wrists or something like that, or your hands where you can't roll it on the counter like that, put it in some warm water. You can soak them in some warm water, and it'll do the same thing. Now that right there looks like 8 ounces, but I'm going to do this other lemon too. The other beautiful thing about a lemon is the peel. If you're trying to release weight, and this, I didn't find this out until today when I was looking up this just to make sure I knew about lemons. Just to make sure science backed up what I knew about lemons. The peel on the lemon actually has a fiber in it that will help expand your stomach. So if you're trying to lose weight and you consume the peel as well, it will actually make you feel fuller by having that fiber in there, so you eat less. Okay? But that's a fun fact for me. Y'all, I like to get all my juice. That's why you saw me do that. So like I said, you can see on the side, it'll tell you the cups and ounces. So we're at 8 ounces. Okay? So we're going to pour this in there. Turn that off. Oh, and lemon has antibacterial and antimicrobial properties to it as well. So a lot of people I know get nervous about, having lemons in the restaurants. Well, the lemons kill off a lot of stuff. So like salmonella, E. coli, things like that, it will actually kill off. So don't be too nervous. All right. Get this out the way. And then see, this is my water. Okay, this is the water that I distilled. Okay, So I'm gonna get this in here. I probably need a funnel, but we gonna see. Yeah, I probably should have used a funnel. And this isn't exactly a gallon, so I'm probably gonna have to add some more. But we're gonna see. Because I do have those 16 ounces as far as the maple syrup and the lemon juice. I do get asked about my tabletop distiller. It costs me, it's a mega home. When I doing the research on it, that turned out to be the best one. It was quieter. People said that it lasts longer. So it turned out to be the best one. So that's the one I went with. Was the Mega Home. It cost me at the time that I got it. It was probably about almost $300. So if you're looking to get one, that's the one I have because I did the research and that was the best fit for me. So do your own research. All right. So then you just shake it up. And you're good to go. One last thing I do want to mention. Sometimes when I do the flush, nothing happens until I drink my first glass of the drink. When I drink my first glass of the lemonade, it's usually when that flush will happen sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I have to drink some of this first. So, but that's it for the cleanse, you know. So it's going to cleanse. It's going to energize you. It's going to nourish your organs and give you vitamins. I think lemons have vitamins B1, 2, and 5. I know, like I said, the maple syrup has manganese and magnesium, zinc, copper, and iron. Lemons also have folate, potassium. All three of them have potassium, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, all three of them have potassium. Lemons also have calcium, I believe. I might be mixing up the calcium with the maple syrup. Anyway, like I said, it'll be links below. But you're getting all your nourishment. So this is why you're able to function and still do stuff and still be kind of active. You still want to rest some because you will be energized. You will feel good, but you still don't want to overdo it as well. I kind of overdid it yesterday. So don't be like me. Don't overdo it. And my overdoing is I cleaned the whole entire house. Okay, the whole house. And that was a lot to be doing on the cleanse because I cleaned the whole house. I mean, we even cleaned the stove, the microwave. I cleaned out the refrigerator. Like I was purging. I was, doing the clothes for Salvation Army as well as consignment. Like, y'all, walking the dog. Like I was doing too much yesterday. So don't overdo it. You can still be active. Just be mindful that you're on a cleanse. Okay, so you don't want to wear your body out. This is really giving your body a chance to heal and repair itself and clean. Okay, really clean the body. So don't overdo with the activity. But other than that, that's the cleanse. Like I said, make sure you consult your doctor before you start this because the other part to it as well is I leave it to you to decide. Medications are toxins and they add toxins in the body. So if you are on medication, you may want to consider stopping it. However, there are certain medications like high blood pressure medications that have beta something in it, beta blockers in it, to where you shouldn't stop. You can't stop that. You can't just stop it. You have to progress off of it. So that's what I'm saying. Consult your doctor before you start this cleanse in particular. You can do a juicer. You can do a juicing cleanse. You can do what's the other one? The Daniel fast. That is fine. But when you get down to the master cleanse, you're really trying to really clean out the body. Like I cleaned my house yesterday. That's what you're trying to do to your body. So consult your doctor. Really talk to them and see if it's okay. Hopefully you have a doctor that's open to this. This kind of, a lot of doctors don't like those natural medicines, which I'm not getting into because that's a whole nother issue when you get into Western medicine. And please don't take it that I don't like Western medicine. Western medicine does have its place, like especially for emergencies, even with some birth defects and things like that. It's really good. But when it comes to your everyday life and a lot of the diseases that we have, a lot of it can be solved with diet, or and a lot of the symptoms that we have can be alleviated with just cleaning the body out. So again, consult your physician. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical provider. I don't do anything in the medical industry anymore. Period. I don't even work in insurance anymore. I do nothing in medical. So consult somebody in a medical profession before you start this cleanse, if especially if you have some concerns. But other than that, this is a cleanse I do. It's really good as far as like the mental part of it. I get a lot of clarity, and I'm able to focus better, and it's almost like a reset for me. So not only does it reset my body and clean my body out, my mind gets a reset, because there is a psychological aspect to eating, and that need to eat. It's distinct it's in like in our DNA that we have to chew on stuff, and not chewing on stuff can cause problems. I gave my dog Cascara Sagrada last night. That's why she pacing. You can see her looking at me because she got to go to the bathroom now, because she ate her food and drank some water, and now she got to go because she's always giving me a problem by using the bathroom, but that's on her. So but anyway, I'm gonna end this because it's long enough. I love y'all. I will talk to you tomorrow for day 3.